out to the ball game. Take me out with the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and cracker jack. I don't care if I never get back. Let me root for the home team. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. Katie Casey saw all the games, knew the players by their first names, told the umpire he was wrong all along, good and strong. When the score was just 2-2, Katie Casey knew what to do. Just to cheer up the boys she knew, she made the gang sing this song. Take me out to the ball game, take me out with the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and cracker jack. I don't care if I never get back. Let me root for the home team. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game.
Greetings, folks, and welcome to Breakfast with BW. Yeah, I'm out here chilling on the beach, having some breakfast, enjoying the morning here. I had a couple of hours of sleep. Pardon me while I get my seat adjusted. And just to prove to anybody out there, indeed, I do have more than one shirt. In fact, where is it? My lucky shirt is hanging right over here. It now has 12 hours of body wear. I feel like I should not be scolded if I wear it for one more game. That would make 16 hours. That's a normal day for a shirt to be worn, right? I'm just splitting it up in the days for as long as I can. But folks, if we win tomorrow, that shirt's going to be put to the test, because I'm not wearing nothing else new until we lose. How you doing, Charm City chat? We got Shantae and Rob here. There's been no announcement on this. I'm just going live. 10 people here right now. Folks, let your voice be heard. Say hello. This is a hangout. Not much of a report. It's literally me having breakfast, hanging out with you guys. I know a lot of people had some comments about the game, especially at the end of the game, and I didn't have a chance to address those. Now's the time. Tell me how you feel. Tell me what you're thinking. Conte says feeling good after the win. How can one not feel good? I feel good. Yeah, Rob. So the A's have not won so whatever the losing streak is, it's still happening. And yeah, it's not only just the streak, but they had like one win. And then before that was like another 7 or 8 game losing streak, I guess. Is it something like 1 out of 20? Shrimp fried rice for breakfast. Folks, oh, they did win today. Oh, that's right. Didn't they beat somebody pretty decent? Oh, the Tigers. I think they beat the Tigers, right? Which, hey, maybe that means good news for when Detroit comes to town. Was it the Tigers? Oh, the Twins. My bad. Somebody bad beat the Tigers today, right? We're hoping to see the Tigers come down to earth a little bit. We have them coming up in the homestand next week. That is where this current wave that we're riding. And dude, look where I am right now. I'm like totally riding the crest of a high and beautiful wave. But yeah, we're trying to ride a wave Oh, it's the White Sox that beat the Tigers. Okay, I knew it was a bad team Detroit lost to. Good to hear. Wow, not even 10 people. Nobody likes unannounced, no plan BW. I've done this before. People showed up. I figured after the way we've been cooking, people see a notification of BW is on, and next thing you know, the room's blowing up. Yeah, Rob, the crown thing. This is something that if you ask anybody else but me, you're bound to get a more informative answer. I don't know. It has something to do with the community in the chat. And I guess it ranks the top 3 people that type. So Shantae, for example, is number 1 because Shantae has written the most messages on this particular stream. You've written the second most, and Doug popping in is number 3. And it looks like the only way you can get this designation is if you're either a mod or a Magic member, because Edward and Scott, they both just popped in and said hello before Doug, but Doug got the credit for being number 3. I'm assuming that's because he's a Magic. I really don't know. This is all me making guesses. How am I doing tonight, Scott? I am doing fantastic. It is 8:18 in the morning over here. I had just a couple hours of sleep. Woke up. And all I wanted to do was just gush about the Orioles. And who knows, folks? Who knows? It might just be one little blip on the season where we finally figured it out for a little while. But can't we just, if that's the case, soak in it? Can't we bask in the feelings right now? That's why I'm out here at the beach. Folks, just so you know, I do live in Thailand. This is Thailand. This is not what my home looks like. Okay. I don't have a view like this, okay? The beach closest to me, the water doesn't look that good. It looks nice. It don't look like that Leo DiCaprio movie, though. Yes, Rob, the 2019 Nationals, that was the team I brought up as an example when we hit rock bottom. When we hit rock bottom, and I'm still saying, well, there's still so many games left. I have mentioned that there was a precedent for this. Teams have started this poorly and have gone on to do not only get into the playoffs, but to win the whole damn thing. And that did happen in 2019. Now, that was the year Juan Soto broke in as a rookie with the team. That was the major X factor that you have to point to. You bring in a generational talent who gets off to an MVP start right from the jump. You insert him into a team. Next thing you know, they're riding that wave all the way to the World Series. Now, do we have an X factor like that? Not really. This is just more about getting a team that was already talented to figure it out for themselves. And I got to tell you, folks, Tony Mansolino, look, is he getting things right with in-game decisions? No. I mean, twice. He doesn't tell his pitcher to pitch around Cal Raleigh, and we still somehow won that ball game. Raleigh killed us both times. We're just lucky he kept it in the yard for that one hit anyway, because that might have made it not easy to win. But I will say this, whatever Mansolino is doing outside of in-game management seems to be working, seems to be having a positive effect. Player attitudes look improved. Body language out there that Just that, that fight you want to see in the team. A pitcher looking pumped after getting a strikeout. A teammate giving a nice pat on the back to another for a nice defensive play. Whatever. Just signs of a team that is out there playing together, trying to win, and trying to put this awful start to the season behind them. Rob wonders who the permanent manager will be next year. I don't even think it's worth speculating because it could be anybody. I mean, there's a short list of names that quote unquote make sense because of previous relationships or what have you. But I honestly think if the ownership was smart, they wouldn't narrow down their choices at this stage. I wouldn't even begin. I mean, I would go ahead and look at the guys that are out there who are available now, have them on a short list, but I also want to take a look at other guys at the end of the season. Maybe you pry a guy away out of his contract from another team if you're willing to say that's the guy we want. I don't know, but I'm willing to do whatever it takes to get a manager in that for number one priority knows how to handle a team going into a playoffs. Wow, I was not expecting a super chat for this sort of occasion, but there it is. I got the soundboard.
Message for you, son.
Thanks, Shantae. Shantae used a super chat to say wanted to send in a super chat. You deserve it for all the hard work that you do. Oh, Shantae, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. Listen, I'm not the only Oriole content creator out there, but, for me, super chat means a whole lot more than it does for some others. Let's just put it that way. So thank you, Shantae. That's awesome. Yeah, so manager, I don't know. Slater's ready for a complete team win. We are so due a game where the offense goes off the same night our starting throws a gem. Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you this. Pitching being on point is always going to be more important than hitting being on point. Because as we've seen in some of these games, not only with the Mariners, but also the White Sox, again, the offense hasn't exactly been mashing, but timely hitting, and drawing a walk here or there and, doing some things when you're not exactly, in the zone as a team. You can still figure out ways to scratch runs across and give yourself a chance. But if the pitching's no good, there's no working around it. There's no working around coughing up 7 runs or whatever the case may be, right? But what we have seen, and I think this is something we should be excited about, is that these games have all been very, very close. I mean, we've had occasions with, like, the other teams, the best part of their lineup up, and they've got a couple guys on base with nobody out, and we're trying to protect a one-run. I mean, we have gotten out of jams. We've had situations during this streak where we did cough up the lead, but we didn't let it get us down. We came back and got it back. Just things that are signs of a team that is hungry and wants to compete and doesn't just fold the tent as soon as things aren't looking so good, which is what we were doing for the first, 7 weeks of the season. So I think, let's hope that the offense does get a little more consistent. I think Rutschman is giving us some reasons for hope that he can figure it out. He had a very nice series in Seattle. Does it have something to do with coming back to his old stomping grounds? I'm not sure, but we're still going to be out west for a few more games. If it's a West Coast attitude thing, then we got a few more games of that with Adley. I wonder what Art Howell is doing. Yeah, played by Philip Seymour Hoffman in the Moneyball movie. I don't know. Let me have a couple more bites of food, and I'll see if you guys have any other topics you want to talk about. Again, this is breakfast. I wasn't kidding. What are the chances Matt Holliday follows in the shoes of Cal Sr. and manages his son in Baltimore? Again, I'd just be guessing. I don't know. It looks like Matt Holliday and Cal Ripken have a relationship. So I think it all hinges on how well those two see eye to eye on things. Because Ripken, obviously being a part owner of the team now, certainly will have a say and perhaps influence a decision like that. And it does seem like Ripken and Holliday are kind of, again, I feel like those two might be the guys behind the scenes that are behind the John Mabry hiring. I have no evidence to back it up, but the way they announced it, the way Mike Elias basically said, the coaching staff is safe for the season no matter what, which is such a strange thing to say, right on the heels of going out and hiring Mabry. It doesn't feel like one was those two things were done by the same person. You know what I mean? One feels like a response to the other. I really feel like ownership has been convinced that Mike Elias is wrapping up his time with the team. I think so. But look, if we do have an amazing turnaround, if a guy like Trevor Rogers winds up helping the team and Elias can say, see, I told you so. I don't know. If he has a really good trade window coming up, and what are we going to do there? We're supposed to be sellers. What if we keep winning? I mean, if we get in July 5 games under, I'm not ready to sell yet. I'm not ready to sell. But we'll have to see. Might be somewhere in between where we do make trades where we give up players that are running out of contract, kind of like how we made a deal with the Phillies last year where we gave them Austin Hayes. We gave away a guy that wasn't a prospect. We got back, some middle relievers who the Phillies were using in their team. So something like that, a trade that two teams who are in it feel can help each other, could still go down. So even if we're not necessarily having a fire sale, there still could be some movement for guys like an O'Hearn or a Mullins. We'll just have to wait and see. Birdland says we're going to break the consecutive record for wins. Now, in order to do that, we're going to have to sweep not only the A's, but the Tigers. And then I believe the Angels, which, okay, I'll give you that. So what is that? That's 9 games on top of these 6, and now we're up to 15. We got 8 more to go. We then would have to take all 4 from Tampa, and then we'd have to sweep the Yankees, and then we play Tampa, I believe, again. And if we win the first 2 games of that series, then we'll get to the record. That's all we have to do. And for that, I'm going to have to keep my shirt on. Yeah. Folks, if we go on a 23-game win streak, that shirt is going to be permanently grafted to my skin. They're going to have to remove it like I'm a burn victim. Oh, folks. Hey, why don't we go back and listen to some highlights from the game today? It's got me pumped, I'll tell you that. Maybe I can kill 2 birds and make a clip out of the highlight while I'm at it. Hey, folks, if you're here and you're watching, say something. Tell me how you're feeling. I got Bird, Landon, Rob, and Shantae here. I don't mind this trio of bird watchers, but the more the merrier, you know. Let's see here. My, oh my. So,
Bud's for you.
this bud's for you.
Around this ball for miles. Rivera will get to second.
Let's hear the final out of the ball game because I know I was pumped. Come on. Where is it? Let's listen to the final out.
Rivera had no.
What are we doing here? We there?
Winter. Have a for the first matters.
Oh, we were making jokes about adult film parody movies.
No, I'd love to cut up. I do.
Oh.
Last hope for the Mariners. First pitch strike. Baker on the outside edge. Folks, get up. Get your asses up. Pitch.
Brian Baker.
Swung on and lined over the glove of Holiday into shallow right center field. It's a 2-out knock. This one is not over. Hang on, folks.
That's right. There was that
Master Buoni.
2-out hit there.
You son of a Buoni.
You want to hear the back-to-back home runs? Okay, we'll hear that.
We've got more work to do. Hang on. It'll be Dylan Moore who came on to pinch hit. And now he came on to face Aiken, the lefty, and now we get the righty-righty matchup. Swing and a miss. Oh, that first pitch was sizzling up there. Oh, 0-1 the count. Baker. 97. Blew it by Moore. 0-1 the count. The next pitch. Swing and a miss again. It's 0-2. One more strike, Charm City. Can we hold the line? Will love finally be on time?
No, no.
Swing and a miss! Yeah! 6 in a row!
Oh, my God.
You can't stop us! Oh, doctor!
Holy cow. Folks, call a medic. How did I not pop a vein in my neck or in my forehead? Holy cow. I got to get a screenshot of that. Hold on.
Swing and a miss! Yeah! 6 in a row! You can't stop us!
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, doctor!
Slater, you know, a lot of people out there, any kind of a joke involving any kind of living creature, and they will get all upset. My dad's a veterinarian. I love animals, but that's hilarious. It does sound like I'm squeezing a chicken to death. I'm used to choking it already. Why not a squeeze? Get it? Then get it. All right. You want the home runs back to back? So do I. That sounds like a plan to me. Where are they? They are right about here.
Eek.
Do you get it, Shantae? Do you get it? By the way, it's so weird seeing on your scoreboard final an overtime for a baseball game. What? Oh, right. Yeah. Oh, OT for extra innings on. Yeah, because it's not an American whatever this out of town software thing. I don't think it's based out of the States. It's just this free ticker thing that they don't know. They don't know anything about baseball. All right.
Count.
So it's Jackson Holiday about to get that walk.
Pitch. Fouled away. Full count. Called the game like today you should.
Oh, yeah. This is when Yoda enters the chat.
We got a full count, folks. 3-2. Pitch. High, ball 4. Nice at bat for Jackson. Get that leadoff walk, buddy. Bring the tying run up now. Let's go. Let's go. Woo's on 73 pitches. Nobody out in the 6th. Adley Rutschman due up.
Woo's on first.
Let the clutch out gently, okay? Let the clutch out gently, okay?
Man, I hope when this order gets toward the bottom third, this trip through the lineup, we start going with some pinch hitters. Pissed we are. Game over? It's not. 0-1 on Adley. Fouled away 0-2.
I was going to say, I think it was an 0-2 count. Adley hits this home run.
Oh, God. Like, game over, it's not.
That's Shaggy as Yoda.
Could or something.
Shaggy as Yoda. What am I doing?
0-2 on Adley. Fouled away. Please do a whole game as Yoda.
No wonder so many people don't like my channel.
Please self-destruct your channel. Oh, boy. Careful what you wish for. Here is a foul back. Still 0-2 on Rutschman.
Still 0-2. Birdland, I'm not worried. I mean, I guess I'd have to take a closer look at that losing stretch they've been on and see who's to blame more, the hitting or the pitching. I know they've got good hitting, but maybe that they can't win because they can't pitch. I don't know, but I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about it. Again, I do feel like the talent on this team has always been there. And I know the A's are getting better, but we're a better team than them. We are, and we should win that series. All right, home run coming up. Pitching more to blame. So there you go. So we got to show up and hit. Let's show up and hit.
Hey, I might do a full game as Jar Jar Binks. How would that sound? Folks, tune in tomorrow for the Jar Jar Binks special guest play-by-play call. Adley with a crushed ball deep down the right field corner. It is gone. Bye, birdie. Rutschman homers for the second straight game. 2 long balls in 24 hours. And we have tied it up, folks. It's 3-3. Come on.
May I point out that the Adley home run ball comes on the heels of me threatening to call a game entirely in the voice of Jar Jar Binks, which means now that I have to do it.
Misa, not sure I want to do this.
I told you we had to get it done with this part of the lineup.
Just another prophecy from me, by the way. I said it the whole game. I'm like, look, when this part of the lineup comes around, that's where we got to do something because this bottom of the order ain't doing diddly. I mean, not to say that it was the biggest genius observation, but clearly that was the case in this one today.
Adley with just enough space to get it over the yellow line down the right field corner. A line drive dinger. Come on, Charm City chat, splash it up.
Splish, splash, I was taking a bath.
Hey, we're getting wet out here in Thailand.
Gunnar Henderson at the plate. He's got a 1-0 count.
His name's Gunnar, and he's dating my mom.
Pitch. Swing and a miss. He chased one below the zone. Gunnar is 0 for 2. It's a 3-3 ball game, folks. Adley. That's right. Back in his home, his place of his upbringing. Gunnar gets into one. Right field. Deep. On the warning track. Looking up, and that ball is gone! Back to back. Bye, birdie. The Orioles have taken the lead just like that. Holy cow, it's 4-3. Oh, doctor.
Can I just mention, by the way, this is for the privileged few watching this completely pointless live stream I'm doing at the moment. I really never had plans to rely on "Oh Doctor" when making calls, but because I know it's not original. I've heard people say "Oh Doctor." I don't know. I don't even know who really deserves credit for that one. I feel like it's kind of a standard exclamation that a lot of broadcasters use. I don't know, but that seems to be my crutch. I love a good "Oh Doctor." I don't know, because I have medical issues. I don't know. Maybe I'm just practicing calling for medical attention. I don't know. Oh, boy. Two guys the fan base wanted to get rid of this offseason, Ryan O'Hearn and Brian Baker. Where would we be without them? It's true, folks. Look, and I'm going to eventually probably be shown to be wrong about something eventually that's significant. Like, because, I mean, look, last year, the two guys that everybody wanted to see off the team, in fact, one of them, a lot of people were just straight up saying, just designate him for assignment, just DFA him. Ramon Arias and Ced Mullins faced so much hate last season. I remember I made the ridiculous, I made a ridiculous choice to reply to people on a Twitter post for an Orioles lineup card, which Mullins was in, and somebody in that comment section was just trashing the hell out of Mullins. Everybody else was piling on. And I wrote back, I'm like, dude, do you not get a flutter in your heart every time you watch that dude lay out and make a catch that you know damn well ain't nobody else on this team making that catch? Ain't nobody else on this team making that catch. In fact, in the history of this team, Paul Blair, Adam Jones, maybe Brady Anderson is making that catch. Mike Devereaux, maybe, I don't know, but not anybody else in this whole damn history of this team is making some of these catches. And defense matters. And I'm sitting there trying to tell him, look, defense, this guy has saved runs. He may not be driving in runs, but he is saving runs, and that is just as important. And everybody, of course, is trashing me. Oh, you don't know what the hell you're talking about. Who the hell are you? Yada, yada, yada. All right? And of course, everybody that trashes players and those players wind up turning it around, nobody ever admits. Nobody ever apologizes. No, they just move on and trash somebody else because they're toxic. It really doesn't matter. The player, it's just a name. Insert player name here. I need to trash somebody. It makes me feel better. Yeah, I don't get it, folks. I don't get why people give up on players like they do sometimes. Look, I said it. You can find me probably with a quote, something along the lines of, I don't ever want to see Morton start another game again. And if we do, I don't think I ever say I'm not watching. That's just not a threat that I make. But I basically said something to that effect with Morton. And look, as of right now, I mean, it's kind of crazy that it took 8 straight terrible outings in order to get this guy to figure it out. But, folks, this win streak would not exist if it weren't for the contributions of Charlie Morton. I think right now we're about a month into Morton pitching with an ERA somewhere around 3.5. So, there's some redemption stories to be had with this 2025 team. It is not over. There are players that, we've been very disappointed with in terms of what they've done. I mean, look, Gary Sanchez, here's an example. Perfect example. Gary Sanchez. Do I feel like he's ever going to justify the $8.5 million contract for a backup catcher? No, I don't think it's possible for the numbers to add up to what we paid this guy. But who's to say Gary Sanchez, once he gets healthy, comes back, doesn't at some point figure something out and help this team and be the guy who has the big hit to win us a couple of games? You never know. You never know. So we're going to hope for that. Same with O'Neill, Rob. Although with his injury history, it's just, gosh, I can't blame Tyler O'Neill. Then again, I could just tell him quit with the bodybuilding. You're ripped, okay? There is evidence that shows that people who sculpt their bodies a little too much tend to run the risk of getting injured more easily. Their bodies, as strong as they are, ironically become a little more fragile. Because you've got nothing but these tight, compact, bulging muscles rubbing up against each other with no, wiggle room in there. Yeah, everybody, please. Joel, exactly. I want everybody in the Charm City chat, please stop body sculpting. Okay? Put down that protein shake. Stop lifting those dead weights and just pump the brakes. All right? Let your body go. Let it go. Let it go. Order that value meal supersized. Let it go. Let it go. With a fat roll, you might feel surprised. I don't know. Yeah, enough sculpting, okay? Adonis, all right, Hercules, we get it. We know Daddy was a professional bodybuilder and, it runs in the family. But come on, buddy. We need you healthy. We're paying you some pretty good cash. So, stay fit. And, get back in the lineup, I guess. Excuse me. I hope you didn't hear that. What else is there to talk about? Jeez Louise, where do I begin? Have I begun or have I ended? Are we going to get Jordan Westberg back? I'm wondering about this. Like, is he going to get... if the report from Twitter was talking about that this game today for the Tides would be... Now, if they did play a day game, I'm like, if Westberg is going to join up with the team, he's already on a plane. He's already on a plane if he's going to join up with the team this weekend, I feel, or else they're just going to wait till we get back home where he doesn't have to take a cross-country trip, because, that is a bit of a hike. He ditched today. Okay, well, maybe he's on again, it seems to me, if we're going to see Westberg at all this weekend, then he's on his way right now. Because this is the time to travel. Yeah, I know he DH'd. And again, I was talking about this during the stream earlier. I think they're DHing him not just because, they're easing him back, but I think they're looking at Westberg to DH more upon returning to the team. Because if you look at it right now, again, Ramon Arias, does anybody feel that Ramon deserves to return back to being a utility guy making 2 starts a week? I don't think so. I think he's deserved his space as an everyday player until further notice. But at the same time, I feel Westberg is an everyday player. So how do we work around that? Well, I think what you have to do is probably cut into what would be some Kobe Mayo DH time. And again, if we were in the position of like the season's over, then I would push for Mayo to get more at bats because what do we got to lose? Well, I'm assuming O'Hearn is at first base, Birdland, and then if he's not at first, then he's the DH. So basically, I'm looking at DH because of O'Hearn, knowing that if he's not at first, that's where he is. But, yeah, I think it just makes sense. But, it doesn't have to be a full-time gig for Westberg. What you can do is have him DH maybe 4 games a week and then get one start at least a week at third base for Ramon and one start at second base, preferably when we got a lefty starter against us in place of Holiday. And yeah, so maybe 3 DHs and I got to plug this in. Hold on a sec. One moment. Sorry about that. I was running my other computer on just its battery power, which it has very little of. What was I saying? Yeah, so yeah, just you got a way to rotate Westberg around, give him some reps in the infield so he doesn't get rusty, but still give him enough at-bats. Maybe Westberg sits 1 game a week, Holiday 1 game a week, Arias 1 game a week, just to make it all work. But it's a nice problem to have, I feel. Now, when the outfield is all healthy, and it'll be in degrees, I guess Laureano will make his way back first, and then perhaps Mullins after that, and then O'Neill, or maybe O'Neill and then Mullins. I'm not sure. But right now, ideal outfield for me is probably Mullins, Cowser, and Laureano. To me, that gives you 2 lefties and a righty. Laureano, to me, is showing me that he can basically do what Tyler O'Neill's already doing and play a better defense while doing it. And, Cowser and Mullins, I don't think there's really a whole lot you need to, argue there. So that means Kjerstad. Tyler O'Neill's not going anywhere in terms of the roster. So once everybody's healthy, I do feel like Kjerstad might get kicked back down to AAA. I mean, he still has options. We don't have to flat out cut him. We can send him down. But first we got Jordan Adams. He'll be the first guy to get moved down once Laureano comes back, I would assume. Maybe even when Westberg comes back, he's the first to go down. Now that Cowser's back. But yeah, we're going to see some changes here with the lineup, or with the roster here in the next week, for sure. Westberg went 1 for 4 with a homer for the Tides. Nice to hear. So yeah, Sanchez went deep yesterday. Westberg goes deep today. Laureano, not sure, but of all the injuries, Laureano seems to be the least serious, so I'm assuming that it's not going to be a big deal for him to get back up to speed. Silent J looks awkward in the outfield. Yeah, awkward in the outfield. Folks, who remembers that classic late 90s Disney movie, Awkward in the Outfield, starring Heston Kjerstad? Yeah, look, it is not pretty to watch. He is not nimble out there. That is for sure. It is a clunky. It is a hold your breath kind of a thing, because look, Kjerstad has made a couple of nice plays in the field. It has happened. Most notably that catch that might have robbed a home run, leaping at that short wall where the bullpen is out in Fenway and right. But, one bad error is, means more than like 2 or 3 good plays like that. And we've already seen extra bases given up because of balls misplayed off the wall, or just fumbling with the ball, or taking a bad route, or jumping when it doesn't make sense to, or whatever. Kerstad. And that's why when you're not performing at the plate, it just makes your defense stand out all the more. If Kerstad was up there hitting the crap out of the ball, I don't think we're up. We would probably give him the Juan Soto treatment and pretend that he plays a decent right field instead of being honest about it. But yeah, Kerstad's defense is. He says it's his number one priority. He's focused on becoming a better defender. But man, is that priority now coming at the expense of being able to hit? Because he had a couple of big hits for us here in the Seattle series. He's had 2 triples in the past week. There's still something to Kerstad. We just need him to be more consistent. There's too many strikeouts. He seems to not be able to catch up to the fastball too well. He's got to pick it up again for his own well-being and for his own ambitions of being a part of the 2025 team. What else is shaking? He missed the ball today. I think most outfielders would have gotten to. Yeah, he did. I didn't really jump on him when I made the call. It's just I'm just kind of used to it, I guess, is probably the number one answer. When I see a ball like that hit Kerstad's way, I'm just assuming it's not going to get caught, which is why when he does make an amazing play, I get so crazy excited because it's so unexpected. But yeah, I do feel most outfielders would have tracked that ball down. Assuming when he's still with us spring trade next year, they need to give him a first baseman's glove and say, time to learn it. Who are we talking about there? Birdland? Sorry. Are you talking about Kerstad still or something else? Because how many people can we fit at first base? I mean, I will say this. If Ryan O'Hearn does move on and you can convert Kerstad into a first baseman, and for a little while anyway, you got a left-handed sort of fill-in guy for O'Hearn to platoon, I could see that. What does that mean for Basayo, though, and his path to the team? Because we still don't know how he's going to factor into the team in terms of position. And because I don't know if they're bringing him up to be, no matter what the state of Rutschman is, I don't know if Basayo, if the plan is to bring him up to be a everyday catcher, Some say move Adley to first. Some say Basayo will play first. I'd like them both to be able to play both and have some flexibility. That, to me, is the reason for having both these guys. If we don't have a plan where Adley and Basayo can both play simultaneously and use that advantage that they both catch to where, neither of them really ever have to have a day off, If we don't take advantage of that, then what is all this for? We got to figure that out. It would be an advantage no other team in baseball has. 2, really good bats that can catch and platoon and play another position and basically never have to be out of the lineup. You can't. That is a major upper hand on another team. Gunnar needs to get going. I agree. Gunnar had a home run today, so Blue Man, fingers crossed we saw something. There was, folks, if there wasn't more of a telltale sign that there is a change going on with the team right now, back-to-back home runs from Adley and Gunnar, to me, that is symbolic of everything you want to see in terms of a potential turnaround and saving this season, because we need those two guys. We absolutely need those two guys to play at their level best, the play at a level we already know they can do. We're not asking these guys to meet an expectation that we've projected for them as, up and comers. No, we're just asking them to match the kind of production we already know that they can provide. And if they can do that, my goodness, this team is going places. Because, again, I've been saying it, as bad as we've been, the core group of this team is still loaded with talent. It doesn't take an entire rebuild. It's more of just, cutting out the fat, figuring out the players that are not helping the team. The team has done that in a couple of regards with, at least with the pitching, with Kyle Gibson and Cionel Perez being shown the door. I feel like if the pitching were healthier, that Charlie Morton might have been shown the door as well. But because the injuries were so bad, we really had to go to him. We just had to. So good fortune for Morton, I guess. And we're happy that right now it looks like he's finally figured out that curveball of his is looking pretty damn good. It looks like what we wanted to see from the guy when we brought him in. So, again, folks, it's all about the vibes. It's feeling pretty good. I'm feeling pretty good. It looks like we're about to hit an hour mark, so I think I'm going to sign off now. But I just wanted to come on and enjoy breakfast with some Oriole fans, gush over our 6th win in a row. We're looking to make it 7th heaven tomorrow in Sacramento. Why not? Got to figure out a guy by the name of J.P. Sears. All right. Thanks for stopping in, folks. I hope you're feeling frisky tonight. Hope you're excited about the team. And, come on back for the game tomorrow night. And we'll hang out, all right? Thanks for the super chat earlier. That was from Shante. Shante, thanks so much. And, this is the one reason why I was saying don't go on the stream, BW. Rest your voice. It's already getting scratchy. I've been doing a lot of screaming during this win streak. Don't know if you guys have noticed, but the voice is... My thorax feels like it's been through a cheese grater, okay? So I'm going to give it a rest. Until tomorrow night, folks. Greetings from Thailand. This has been the Bird Watcher, and I'll chirp at you later. Take care.